African countries practically did not react in any way to Russia's war against Ukraine until December, and it with the mainland of the continent suffering from a food crisis as a result of the actions of the Kremlin. Only by the 10th month of the full-scale invasion, Morocco was the first in Africa which agreed to transfer military aid in the form of parts for tanks to Kyiv. African countries also have large stocks of Soviet equipment which is in service of the armed forces of Ukraine. According to experts, the reason for such passivity is banal ignorance.
The fact is that many countries in Africa are not as pro-Russian as they simply do not know what is happening in Ukraine and are more likely guided by some kind of myths or old ideas. This is the problem of how to classify neutral countries, because if we classify neutral countries as refraining from helping Ukraine, then it turns out that we see them as some kind of partners of the Kremlin. But the reality is much more complex.
Therefore, Kyiv has identified Africa as one of the main directions of foreign policy for 2023. Ukrainian diplomacy declares the goal of restarting relations with the continent. To do so, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs has created the post of a special representative for Africa, and Ukrainian embassies will be opened in 10 countries of the region. In addition, they will expand relations with countries in trade and between parliaments. Experts call such a progress impressive.
Now I would rate it at 5 out of 10, but there is an upward trend, because there was little progress in it in the past, and there has been a certain growth since 2015. This became especially noticeable in 2022, when due to Russian aggression the whole world felt how much it is dependent on the export of Ukrainian grain, especially the Global South. It is also worth remembering that there was a very significant visit from Kuleba in the autumn.
Another part of the Global South that has also reacted passively to the Russian invasion of Ukraine is Latin America. After the elections in Brazil, one of the regional leaders, Lula da Silva, came to power in the country. The left-wing politician does not criticize Putin and favors talks between Moscow and Kyiv. And the media of the two largest countries, Argentina and Brazil, have little interest in the topic of Ukraine. According to analysts, this can be changed by speaking with the population of the region from a more understandable position.
It is worth starting to talk to Argentina and Brazil through the statements of Pope Francis. Although Ukraine hasn't been the main topic of regional news, Pope Francis's speeches are widely circulated, so his attention to Ukraine appears in the media discourse. In addition, we must continue to use sports to promote the Ukrainian position in South America. Although FIFA refused to broadcast Zelensky's speech at the World Cup final, it was reprinted by the Argentine media. From the Let's Data analytical report.
Over the past year, Ukraine has expanded its cooperation with the countries of the Global South. First of all, at the cost of their role in solving the world food crisis. The Grain from Ukraine initiative launched by Kyiv has raised $190 million to ship 60 ships with Ukrainian grain to African countries. Reported by Dana Kolesnik, Danilo Kobza, UATV News.